welcome to the Nasboys podcast. I'm your host, Mike, aka Mike Fob Fan 101, with my good friend and co-host Christian, aka Savage NASCAR.
What to do, Nasboys crew, and NASCAR's back. Finally, let's go.
Yes, finally, we are very excited for NASCAR being back. Second official episode of 2023 right here. Talk about the clash, or should I say the crash? Yes, crappy pun. But yeah, the Clash was an race. Christian, why don't you start us off?
I didn't get to see much of it, just because of work reasons. But from what I saw, it just wasn't that good. I mean, yeah, there's so much hype that goes around it, and a lot of people enjoyed it. But to me, it's just not been it. I don't enjoy it. Honestly, don't. I don't know why I picked Chase Elliott to win. He did pretty awful.
Yeah, I picked Kyle Busch, and I was pretty close with my pick, but ultimately he got taken out by Joe Logano. We'll get into more of that later, but Kyle Busch did rally back a little bit. I did get to finally watch a race, and it was, I was a little disappointed by it because my thing is first, before I get into my official review of the race, I like the fact that they made the Clash on like a stadium because I feel like it's a perfect venue for like a how do you say like an event race,
Yeah.
non-points, preseason race. That's fine, but I just was a little disappointed with it this year compared to last year. It just seemed like it was mostly a lot of crashing and like what Kyle Busch said, a lot of people were driving more like a-holes compared to last year. They were like moving each other out of the way, which I have no big deal with, but it's really annoying when you get a good run going and then all of a sudden there's like 5 cautions in a row. We saw a lot of spins in the heat races, like Harrison Burton, I believe he spun out.
Come in yet. You can see them all stacking up.
And it actually started 2 cars. It was the car behind Noah that got it started with Chris Buescher.
And the 22 was on his bumper.
Which one of those 3 guys do you blame now?
All of them. Yeah.
Let's see. There was one really cool heat finish between Chase Elliott and Ty Gibbs in the last chance qualifier, the second one. If you haven't seen that, here it is.
Feels like a blink because I feel like I came here to hang out and see this thing last year, and it was
leaders
incredible.
Turn 1. How about this?
Wow, here it goes. Help me.
Got under him, Tony.
Doing the 9. Finish your band and be ready for
Is the 9 going to give it to him?
Hold him out there.
I think he absolutely gives him room. He may not give him the spot, not with 1 lap to go, but he's definitely going to give him room.
Well, I think before the end of it, nah.
Coming to the last
What
corner.
do you think, Clint?
They're not leaning on one another.
Gibbs on the inside. Who has the drive off the corner? Elliott does.
Chase Elliott.
I felt like both of them raced each other really clean. I thought Gibbs was going to wreck him right at the end of that race for a stupid qualifying race, but he didn't. I guess he's trying to get his respect up before he starts wrecking people. But yeah, that was definitely nice to see. And going into the actual race, the first half went by really quick. There was some cautions, but from what I saw, it didn't look too terrible. Eric Almirola had a fast car at first, and I believe he got taken out, which was unfortunate because I was actually very impressed by him. And then one other thing to talk about was the halftime performance by Wiz Khalifa. Here's the thing. I like rap music. I think that having a rapper is an okay decision, but I just wasn't really feeling Wiz Khalifa that much. I didn't feel like he was really hyping the crowd up. I didn't mind the songs he played. That wasn't necessarily my issue, but I just didn't feel like he was a good, like, hype guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I definitely get what you're saying there. The musical performances were not that good like they have been the last years. They weren't really that good. But going back to the race, Eric Almirola, he was really strong, and then he fell back in, finished 18th. We saw Bubba Wallace lead some. He fell back. He got taken out at one point, and
From the back, too.
8 to go. It's time to go.
Dylan gives the boot to Bubba. Into the wall. Wallace goes.
That radio community.
He actually spun out Denny Hamlin, which was pretty funny to see. Chase Briscoe got into a couple things with other people. We saw just cars stopping on the track for no reason. It just, I mean, yeah, the Coliseum's a cool venue to have. I just personally don't like NASCAR racing in there. It's not my thing. But them doing it later in the day into the night, I feel like was better than what they did last year.
Yeah.
But personally, I'm not a fan of it. Truex Jr. ended up winning the race, which I sort of wasn't surprised because he did start second, if I'm correct, and he was up there all day. But a couple drivers that really impressed me, Austin Dillon, he worked his way up there, and he's finished in the top 5 in the class the last 2 years. And then Kyle Busch, he spun out, and he worked his way back up to the front. He was real strong all race. So I gotta give a shout to them too.
Yeah, another driver that really impressed me was Ryan Preece, and I forgot that he had actually had experience on similar tracks, the bull ring kind of setup. So he was really moving up in the field. I thought he was going to win it. Bubba did a good job as well, though, I will say, and obviously Kyle Busch, like I mentioned, he got taken out by Logano, which is unfortunate. And again, I'll get into that later, but yeah, I just felt like the second half really ruined the race for me. Like the first half, I would give maybe 6.5 to a 7. Second half, I got to give like a 4. I mean, I just didn't really enjoy it. It was mostly a lot of wrecks. We saw some racing, but mostly it was just like people wrecking, people running each other over, whether it was a mistake or it was on purpose. It's just not something that you want to see, and it sheds kind of a bad light on NASCAR for people that are trying to experience it for the first time. And you want the Clash to be an event where people experience it for the first time and try to get into the sport. And that's why they tried, or the keyword is tried, to get some of these performers in like Dixie D'Amelio and Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but yeah, I also saw Young Gravy was there.
Yeah.
But anyways, I know a lot of people liked it, but there's some people that didn't, obviously. But I'm looking forward to this week races. We got ARCA, the Xfinity Trucks, and Cup coming up. We got the Daytona 500 coming up on February the 19th. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. But what did the people have to say about the Clash?
Checking that right now. So 7% said great, 36% said good, 43% said mess, that's okay, nobody, or not nobody, 14% said bad, excuse me. Let's see. Logan _drying. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, Logan. He says crashes. Henry 24257 says it was, I know, wish NASCAR moved it somewhere else. 6 out of 10. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it in a different stadium, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't mind that it was in a stadium because I feel like it's just perfect, but oh man, we got a 3-way tie for driver of the day between Kyle Busch, Crybaby Truex, and Gibbs. Gibbs for finally keeping it in his pants.
Bruh. I don't know about that one.
I think I'm gonna have to give it to Kyle Busch for, he came from the back because Logano, if you haven't seen the Logano and his incident, here it is.
Oh wow.
Went a long way to get there.
But I think I gotta give it to Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I mean, Busch, I have to agree with you as well, for the reasons you said. And that quote he said, he was not too happy with Logano. He says it's unfortunate to be raced by guys that are so, I'm not gonna say rest. Don't even talk to me if you're gonna be that kind of a bleep on the track. That's what he said about Logano wrecking him.
I mean, here's the thing, right? You gotta have like a competitive edge, and sometimes you gotta race like a bleep. But at the same time, like the track is stupid, and it's like it's really hard to drive on. Logano already apologized. It's a preseason race, just But I get why he was upset because I did see, like I said numerous times, I did see a lot of drivers running into each other a little too much, like Austin Dillon. He ran into Bubba Wallace, and that looked like on purpose. That was a little unnecessary. But overall, it's just the nature of the race, and I think Kyle should just let it go. It was just a racing deal, in my opinion, but it definitely was Logano's fault.
Yeah, I mean, that is for sure, but it's the Clash. What do you expect? It's a small track. You're going to hit each other. Like,
Right.
at the end of the day. And it's supposed to be entertainment. That's what that's what the goal is, honestly, with this thing. I don't know what other goal it'd be other than entertainment.
I agree. I agree completely.
Now the race rating, I would give it like a 30% out of 100, like a 3 out of 10. It wasn't all that.
10. Yeah, I mean, I'll be a little nicer. I'll give it like a 4 out of 10. But it definitely was not like last year. Last year, I think I gave it like a 6. So.
One other thing, real quick, Justin Haley had a good race too.
Oh yeah, yeah. He started on the pole, didn't do too bad. I felt like he was gonna do okay because he did pretty good there last year. So I guess we can talk a little bit about like some news going around. I'm not sure if this is gonna be seen as political, but it is NASCAR news. Kyle Busch was actually detained in January in Cancun, I believe, for having a handgun in his bag. He said he forgot about it, and he did handle it all the right way. He said that he cooperated with the authorities and just made a mistake. That's a little bit wild. I didn't expect to hear that. I don't really have too much other opinion besides good for him for handling it the right way.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. And that also leads into the meme of the week. That NASCAR meme that G said or posted. It was about Kyle Busch after getting blocked by Logano for the 8th time in 5 laps, and it just pulls out a gun.
That was funny for sure.
Yeah, that's the meme of the week right there. But yeah, it's crazy that didn't get leaked until so late because usually stuff like that comes out pretty quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, was the cars having carbon dioxide problems because if you guys did not know, the cars had mufflers on them because in these big cities like LA and Chicago, which obviously were coming in later this season, they have laws against like excessive noise or something like that, which I kind of figured, but at the same time, I didn't know the extent of them. So the cars have to have mufflers for those 2 races. And I'm not sure about the Auto Club race, if that they're going to have mufflers for that, but that's besides the point. So I guess since NASCAR doesn't really use mufflers too much, they don't know how to make them. And what happens? You get drivers with carbon dioxide poisoning, which that's not what you want in this car. I mean, NASCAR is talking about they want safety back, and they did an okay job with the fireproofing stuff. But from what I'm hearing, the bumpers are still too soft. So they got to really work on that this season. And now we have to worry about our favorite drivers throwing up on themselves after the race because of carbon dioxide poisoning. Like, what? I don't want to hear about that. This is people's lives. This is not just entertainment. This is not just a sport. This is people's lives. That stuff can like really kill somebody. Like, what are we doing, NASCAR?
And again, as I've said before, they rushed the next gen cars, so stuff like this is going to happen. Right. I mean, I'm not really surprised at all. It is kind of weird to me because I never heard of some of this stuff like before, obviously, but yeah, it's pretty wild, man. Hopefully, no drivers get seriously injured or anything. I mean, there's Ty Gibbs' car caught fire during the what was it, practices or something last week too, just out of nowhere.
Right. I don't even know what happened. It just seemed like he was just riding around the track normal. Oh wait, I know what happened because the foam was set up the wrong way or something like that, and it caught fire, I think. Oh, and you know what else was stupid? They moved him to the back and didn't give him a qualifying lap because of unapproved adjustments. Like, listen, I like Ty Gibbs as much as the next guy, but how are you not going to give him a qualifying lap when when his team's just trying to fix the car after being set on fire?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a ridiculous L right there by NASCAR.
A
I
common
mean,
L, but anyways.
well, they've taken some W's, like taking the stage points out at road courses, and then
Well,
super or not the stage points, excuse me, the stage break,
yeah.
and then they put
Personally, they should have stage breaks. Like, I'm okay to stage break a road courses, but why not do that for like a super speedway race? Like, I don't get it.
yeah, but for the super speedway races, they actually included the choose cone now, which I think will be interesting to see because I feel like it will bring a lot more strategy to it. I feel like teams will be and manufacturers will be able to work together more. So that's definitely going to bring a big element to the Daytona 500.
Mhm. Now, now another thing I was going to bring up real quick. Did you see that they're building a go-kart track outside North Wilkesboro?
I did not. That's actually really
Yeah,
interesting.
outside of the track, I saw a picture that got leaked that they were going to have a go-kart track, which is going to be interesting because I don't know how many people are going to be able to do it. I know a lot of people are going to try to do it, but that's something interesting I found on the internet.
I mean, that would be cool, especially for the All-Star break. It's entertainment in between practice sessions and the races. So that would be really cool.
Now another news topic. Natalie Decker,
Oh,
or
God.
not now, yeah, Natalie Decker. I heard that she almost had a full-time Xfinity Series ride, but negotiations fell at the last second. What's your thoughts?
Well, she's still gonna race. She's racing with Joey Gaze's team. I don't know why I said Joey Gibbs, but yeah. Um, I don't know. She's in it because she's a woman and she brings sponsorship. That's controversial
Okay.
topic, but I don't care. I think she'll do about as horrible as you will expect. And
Oh,
I just hope that one day NASCAR will have a woman that can be successful, unlike Natalie Decker.
okay. All right. Let's talk real quick about the schedule for this upcoming week for Daytona. Real quick.
Mhm.
So starting off, they obviously have stuff going on like Tuesday. They have the random draws for the qualifying lineups. They have the media day on Wednesday. Pole qualifying is on Wednesday, February the 15th, which is at nighttime. Then they have practices throughout Thursday, the ARCA Menard Series. They got the Craftsman Truck Series and the Cup Series. The Xfinity's first practice isn't until Friday. And the truck race is on Friday night. And then Saturday, they have the Xfinity and ARCA race. Sunday, February 19th, they have the 500. I guess we could mention some stuff with the truck series real quick. So there's a couple of drivers going for the Craftsman Truck Series Rookie of the Year. And those drivers are Nick Sanchez in the 2 car, Brett Holmes in the 32, Raja Creeth in the 24, Jake Garcia in the 35, and Daniel Dye in the 43.
Yeah. I think Raja is going to win it.
You know, I have a hard time thinking about who's going to win this one. But I could see either Brett Holmes or Sanchez doing it. Sanchez has had a pretty solid ARCA career.
Actually, yeah, that's true. Sanchez was really good.
But Holmes has had more starts in the truck series than
True.
Sanchez, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Daniel Dye's a really cool guy. I'll pull for him, but I don't know. I think Holmes or Sanchez.
I thought of something dirty with Daniel Dye, but I don't think Daniel Dye will win it. I think it's really between Roger Carruth, Brett Holmes, and then Sanchez.
Wait, why do you think so dirty with Daniel, Mike?
Okay, so do you remember in the ARCA season last year when he got some suspension because he was hitting?
I forgot about that. I retract my statement about I pulled for him. I was thinking of someone else that I No, damn. I was thinking of another guy that races in ARCA. My fault. There's another guy races in ARCA. He has a similar name. I pulled for him, but not this guy. Okay, I retract my statement. I'm going to get clipped for this.
Oh man.
Oh, man. That's a L.
It's not that bad.
Anyways, what else is going on in the news topics? The
I mean, we
news.
pretty much covered it all the last time we spoke on this channel with I was with Cam, Deegan going to the trucks, the driver switches, kind of the preview of the season. So I guess really all that's left to do is to make our predictions for the first big race weekend of the season.
One thing I thought of too, we could talk real quick about the entry list for 500. Some drivers that I found interesting that are going to be in this race. Zane Smith's 36 car.
Yeah. I just realized Todd Gilliland's not going to run full time this season. Zane Smith's going to run like 6 races, and some of those, the majority of them, are going to be with the 38, which Todd Gilliland is not that bad to take him out of a full-time ride. He did decent last year.
Yeah,
I mean, it was his rookie season. Right. He had a couple of top 10s. He had a decent rookie season. I don't see why you should take him out of the car. It was his rookie season. I mean, let the guy learn. But Zane Smith, I do want to see him in a cup ride. Don't get me wrong. I think he deserves it, but I don't like the way that he's getting it. I think that next season, obviously, he'll drive either the 38 or the 4 car. So we'll have to see with that, but I'm not a big fan with the way Front Row is doing it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Now, some other entries for the 500 that are kind of random. Austin Hill's in the 62 for Beard Motorsports. Travis Pastrana is making his return in the 67 for 23XI. Pastrana did not have a good time in the Xfinity Series years ago. I don't think he's going to make the race. Jimmy Johnson's obviously in the 84 car for Legacy Motor Club. I think he'll make the race, but I don't think he'll do that well. I heard a rumor that Greg Biffle may be in the race. Is that correct? Or am I tripping?
I think you're tripping. I have not heard about that. I know Connor Daly
is.
Yeah, Connor Daly is going to drive for the money team.
Riley Herbst is in the 15 car. Chandler Smith's the 13. But yeah, those are just random entries for the 500. I guess we could do picks now if you want to.
Yeah. I guess first my predictions for the people making it into the race. I think Jimmy will. I wouldn't be surprised if Connor Daly does. I think Chandler Smith's also trying to race too, right? Yeah, Chandler Smith, and then it's 4, right? Because of the duels too. One on speed, and then and Chandler Smith, and then I guess Zane.
No, I think Zane Smith's going to get in. I think Johnson's going to get in, but I still think Johnson's going to get wiped out in a wreck at some point. I could just see
no doubt. I think he'll get into a wreck too.
But yeah, I could see Connor Daly getting in it too.
So for the trucks, my pick for the race is going to be Ty Majeski.
Ty Majeski. It's interesting.
Old pick, I know, but he's done really well on super speedways. He's a very versatile driver, and I feel like that this could be the year that he wins it.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's see here. I'm gonna make a bold pick for the truck series. I would say that Sammy Smith wins.
Sammy Smith, is he even in the truck race? Okay, Sammy Smith. That's an interesting pick.
I'm pretty sure if he is, I'm pretty sure he's raced at Daytona the 17 car.
Right. For the Xfinity Series, I'm going to go with Austin Hill. I know he won the season opener there last year, and he's been a very good plate racer throughout his tenure with RCR Xfinity. So I just feel like he's really the right decision, for me at least.
I'm pretty sure that I'm going to go with Daniel Hemrick. But if not him, then Austin.
Emmerich. Wow. You got some bold picks this year, Christian. God.
Is there something wrong with Hemrick?
It's just Daniel Hemrick. We always pick him and then he doesn't win or he wrecks out. Just bold.
I mean, he's won
For the Cup Series, I am going to go with the newest two-time champion, Joey Logano, if he does not wreck himself out again. So
That's
please,
a biased
Joey.
pick. I love it.
I picked him the last 3 years in a row for the 500, and he has wrecked himself out. Please, Joey, win this race for me. Show yourself that you're a two-time champ and a two-time Daytona 500 winner. Let's go, baby. 3-23.
He's gonna wreck again. Thanks for picking him. So he's gonna wreck.
Please, if he does wreck, please make a meme out of me.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Man, I really want to see this guy win it, just because he's came close a couple years. I could see him wrecking again, but I'm gonna go with Ryan Blaney.
Yes, that's a really good pick. He's been close the last 3 years in a row. He's had two really close finishes, 2020 and 2022. I could definitely see Ryan Blaney winning. He's definitely going to be on my team for fantasy. A dark horse pick I have actually that I'm thinking about it, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's done really well on plate tracks, but he's not had the best of luck. So I would not be surprised if Ricky Stenhouse does really well. Or Bubba Wallace.
Now, what do you have like race prediction wise? How do you think the race is going to go? Do you think it's going to be a good race?
I think it will be a good race. I think we will see some crashes. Jimmy Johnson could go either way. I could see him getting wrecked out like halfway through the race, and I could see him getting a top 10. I feel like that we will not have as many favorites in the race. I feel like it will be really run by underdogs like last year. So we'll have to see. It's going to be definitely an amazing run. I'm really excited for it. Hopefully I can watch it. So yeah, man, Daytona, always exciting.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. I think it's going to be an interesting race. I think it'll be better than last year, but I think there's going to be more chaos. But yeah, I really hope this one is better than last year's, and I hope nothing bad happens.
Oh, for sure. And then I believe this year, me, you, and Cam agreed that we were gonna like compete with the picks. Exactly, like whoever gets the most picks right gets like points.
Okay, we can do a point system. That's
I
cool.
think we did. We'll have to discuss that over again, but we'll let you guys know in the next episode what goes on and then score it that way. But yeah, I think with that will conclude this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow our socials. Join the Nasboys Fantasy League, by the way. It would be really fun to have some of you guys here playing with us. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.